Hey out there, space wanderer, starfaring fox here, and it's been roughly 2 days since I uploaded my last video, and hey, 14 views and 2 likes, not bad, not bad. Anyways, so it has come to my attention, that this all this Call of Duty controversy going on, So today's topic is Call of Duty Infinite Meme. And, well, you might be asking or wondering, and maybe you're not wondering or asking because you probably clicked away from the video by now. But, you might be saying, but Starfarer, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It's got nothing to do with stars and space. And to that I say, well, I mean, they've kind of, expanded, beyond that of what we're gonna talk about it today. And now, well, I'm aware of it getting like millions of dislikes. Well, not millions, but like more like 3 million or something. I think it's on its way to 3 million, or maybe it is already. I'm not sure because I haven't seen the trailer. The last time I saw the trailer, it was like at 50,000, not 50,000, but 500,000 dislikes. And I haven't seen it since. I've heard rumors of it going to like 2 million, and so I'm like, oh, well, it's probably on its way to 3 million. But, anyways, enough about the negativity. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the CODs and the duties. Why aren't people liking the CODs and the duties anymore? And I would have normally thought, whatever, Call of Duty's gotten negativity like this before, like i.e. Ghosts and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you know what, it might, everybody's like, oh, it's bad, it might not get good reception now, but then as it always will, it's gonna, it's gonna like still end up being like top number one best selling game 2016 or whatever. And then I decided to do some more research into it, and I figured out that its pre-order sales is the lowest it's ever been in company history. Like, it's at the level of like those Japanese games, like those like fucking Toho and stuff that you never hear about. It's like at that level, and the exact numbers, I believe, for the Xbox One, drum roll. For the Xbox One, it's about 30,000 pre-orders. And for the PlayStation 4, 33,000 pre-orders. And you might, these are kind of big numbers. If you're like maybe like a small company and you're developing this small ass indie game, that's a fucking lot of money. You're just this new guy. Maybe for that one guy who developed Dust, the Elysian Tale. Yeah, that might have been a bunch for him. But for a fucking $1 billion company, that's shit. It's nothing. It's pocket money. And this is the lowest it's ever been, because usually Call of Duty gets like at least the hundreds of thousands of pre-orders before the game even comes out by like the preteens and edgy 9-year-olds who play Call of Duty and who somehow have access to their parents' credit card information, and just fucking wow. I just remembered that I was one of these teenagers. I was one of these edgy. So my history with Call of Duty, well, we were all edgy, like 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and we all played Call of Duty. And my history with it was, I stopped playing right after Modern Warfare 3. Because that's the only thing that really interested me, I didn't really like Black Ops. Black Ops 2, I only play it with my friends on occasion. I don't even have it. I just go over to my buddy's house and we play it. And because like I said before, I think I said it in my last video, I'm more of a sci-fi guy. I like the space. I like, giant ships blowing each other up. I like hyperactive, fucking space marines with plasma guns and hyper ballistic weapons and space suits. I like that kind of stuff. I'm more of that, I'm more about that. But the Modern Warfare series was able to captivate me with its story. And I know most of you might think that it's like, oh, the story was shit, Modern Warfare is shit, Black Ops is I suck its dick. But I just thought, and that's what really got me, I just like the whole, Russian versus American thing, because it's the first thing, not the first time, but it was one of the first times that I actually paid attention to that type of story. The whole America versus Russia type thing. That was the first time I actually was genuinely interested in it. So it got me, And after Modern Warfare 3, I didn't really feel like playing any other Call of Duty games, mainly because I'm, more of a sci-fi guy. That, and then I started to see, it's going to repeat itself a bunch, and there's nothing new being added to it. It's just brand new skin, new maps. And, I think Call of Duty, with Infinite Warfare, it was trying to, offer a much more, how you say, it was trying to make it feel like Call of Duty had expanded, like way beyond, Earth and stuff. That way it could give a much more variety, But until the game comes out, we can't really know that. But what I think they were trying to do is, expand into the sci-fi verse. Because the farther you go into sci-fi, which is like, farther into the future, the more you can get away with, incredible sci-fi bullshit like telekinesis and plasma guns and super spaceships and things like that. And I think that they've noticed the appeal to sci-fi since like 2015, because I think since 2015, like just sci-fi games left and right, and some were better than others. But I think they were trying to appeal to the upcoming sci-fi genre, because with games like No Man's Sky and coming up, and like Halo 5 already coming out, and Titanfall and things like that. I think they wanted to appeal to the people. I think they wanted to appeal to the people who were interested in that, and that's a big vast majority. But the problem is that Call of Duty has always been boots on the ground, fucking guns blazing Rambo type of game. And I feel like Call of Duty can't expand out of that because its demographic, the thing that fucking, why can't I, the audience it appeals to is like they're just interested in that. So like their customers, their the people that they're selling to are the ones that are interested in just like boots on the ground, modern, or even like back in the day 19 whatever World War II types of combat. And I think that's why it's failing. I think that's why it's just getting so much negative feedback, because the Call of Duty fan base has been wanting to go back in time, wanting to go back to that era of World War and stuff like that. And whether it'll be good or not is, I don't really know. I'm expecting it to be just like in the past Call of Duties, just it's gonna have the same old. It's gonna be on different planets, and the whole cool vehicular stuff, which is one of the things that interested me. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, but then I realized, oh, it's probably only gonna be in campaign, because Call of Duty has that special thing that they have in campaign that you cannot do in multiplayer. And I think that's how it is. It's always been like that, where you can drive a car in campaign or something, or you can drive a boat or something in campaign, but you can't do it at all multiplayer. That's one of the fucking, like, I'm pretty sure that spaceship segment that they showed in the trailer is going to be just campaign only. I wouldn't get your hopes up that there's going to be some sort of, like, vehicular combat, in multiplayer, but, maybe. If I had $1 for all the times I said, I think I'd be fucking rich, yo. What I'm trying to say is, don't get your hopes up for Call of Duty, and this video isn't like fucking free PR for Call of Duty or anything. I don't like Call of Duty. I don't like it. I'm just trying to understand why it's getting so much flack. Because the past Call of Duties, you just see like so much positivity around it, people liking it and shit. And even though people don't like it, they still buy it. Like I have a friend in real life. We'll call him what's a good name? We'll call him Gordon. Yeah, okay. I got a friend in life. His name's Gordon, okay? And every time a new Call of Duty comes up, he fucking has an orgasm and loses it. He's like, oh my god, the graphics is so different. It's a good game, I'll buy it. And he always does. Even when, like, Black Ops 2 and shit, I don't think he really liked it, but he bought it anyways. And he's telling me, he says Infinite Warfare is bullshit, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna buy it anyways. And the whole thing where they're bundling Modern Warfare no, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare remastered onto it. It's just pissing people off because nobody just won't give them Modern Warfare remastered. That's what they want. That's what we want. I mean, I would get it. I would get it if it was just by itself, but apparently no. You need to have a fucking Modern Infinite Warfare or whatever. But you know, that's my thoughts on it. As far as Battlefield 1, not the actual first Battlefield, but the new Battlefield that's coming up. As far as Battlefield 1 goes, the trailer was fucking awesome. It was epic. It was way better than fucking Call of Duty. The thing is that it's set in World War One. And the problem with that is that World War One wasn't exactly like a war that would, define humanity. A war that would, set our morals, that would set, well, your morals, because I'm a Starfaring Fox. Or of good or for evil. World War One, best described, it would be a war of like, fucking ego. It was a giant pissing contest. That's what World War One was. Because World War One was so unnecessary. It could have been avoided in so many ways, but Austria-Hungary Austria could have just, in the history books, if you ever paid attention in history class, Austria, got the people who assassinated the Archduke Ferdinand, who was like the prince or whatever, and he was gonna be the king or something like that, and the other people fucking assassinated him. But Austria already got the people who killed them, and then they executed the assassins, but they still kept pushing the other country, and then eventually they just were like, yeah, fuck you, and then they said fuck you, and they just started fighting, and then there's this giant web of alliances that each country had that were obligated to fight. Obviously Germany was happy to fight because Germany was a warmongering type of country. They loved war. They saw war as a good thing. And, up until then, they've never lost a war. That's how Germany was. And then America come up and there's... America! Fuck yeah! So yeah, that's how... I just don't know. I don't know how... If there is a campaign, because I know most Battlefields do have a campaign. If there is a campaign, I'm not sure how they're going to be able to fit in with the story. How like... Oh, it's a battle of righteousness, because it wasn't. It was just a waste of life. It could have been... It was literally for nothing. Like... it was literally for, like, the Archduke? I don't know. Because, like, countries were fighting because one country, fucked up. I really don't know how they're going to make it, to incentivize you. Because, I don't... Like, America... just barely, like, hardly had anything to do with it at all. It was just a huge waste of life, and like, the Allies just, they blamed the wrong people, and fucking if the Allies didn't, blame Germany for all of it, then the fucking World War II would have been prevented as well, fucking, I know that the whole Nazi party shit, the only reason they got popular was because Germany was in distress. They were so fucking taxated by the Allies, and there was such fucking debt, there's so much inflammation, everything went to shit, and they were in need, and they needed a leader that they can look up to, a leader that would, take them, that looked promising, and that would take them, back to the glory days, and that was Adolf Hitler at the time, and it could have been avoided as well. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into a whole fucking history lesson. You can look at fucking some documentary on YouTube. But if you want to know more about Battlefield, I know this guy on YouTube. His name is BD Bobbins for the win, and he'll explain why Battlefield might flop or not. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, I won't be doing this type of format forever, at least until I get No Man's Sky or a better computer. But if you're liking this format, let me know in the comments. If you like this, well, like it. And if you love this, be a good pal and share it. This is Starfaring Fox. I'll see you later.